This is Saturday Morning Mysteries.
And we're your hosts, Alexis and Grace.
Hello, good morning, and welcome back to another episode of Saturday Morning Mysteries, where we're your hosts. I'm Grace.
And I'm Alexis.
And we are continuing our very spooky, our very conspiracy-ridden, riddled adventure show, Gravity Falls. It's been great so far. It keeps throwing us curveballs. It keeps shocking us that this was on Disney Channel. Disney
Constantly
has changed
shocked.
since we were kids, perhaps.
Yeah, it's like the Disney we grew up with.
Yeah, kids these days. This came out a decade ago.
Yeah, right.
Whatever. And today, Alexis will be telling us her second Gravity Falls episode, which will mark our halfway point of this arc.
Yeah, already. Crazy.
Yeah. It's been super fun. It's been wild. I have no idea from what or where or how this episode will go today. So, Alexis, I'll just hand it off to you right now. Take it away.
I also, after watching this episode multiple times, have no idea where it comes from, where it goes, what is going on. Like Ray said, this show's great. It has a lot of like overarching kind of character development that happens between the two seasons, but there are a lot of fun episodes kind of in between that just have nothing to do with the major story or plot line of the overall show at all. And this is one of those episodes today.
Nice.
So just kind of like a fun one-off little cryptid tale that we're going to go on here. But you would not guess that by the name of the episode. It's from season 2. It's episode 3, and it is called The Gulf War.
G-U-L-F? Gulf?
Thank you for asking. It is G-O-L-F, but
Thank
obviously
God, but
the pun is the pun.
Bold pun.
So, very bold pun. Again, reasons why I forget that the show was on Disney. Actually, so it was on Disney XD, actually, which was like extreme Disney, which is why I think they were able to get away with it.
Okay.
You know, because it's kind of like, this ain't the Disney you grew up with, kids.
This ain't normal Disney Channel.
This is Disney with like a Red Bull or some shit. Like,
yes, Red Bull Disney.
So
extreme.
The day begins in a less extreme way. It's a pretty normal day at the Mystery Shack in Gravity Falls with most of our gang hanging out early in the morning, getting ready to just watch some TV. The way we all grew up, Saturday morning cartoons, right? Dipper's getting ready to pour himself a bowl of cereal. Stan walks in and offers to make some pancakes, and Seuss at one point just bursts into the house because like he might as well live there too. Why not? The only person we're missing is Mabel. And she comes in to the room a little bit later, but in XD motion with her Red Bull energy, bursts through the doors like, I'm here, everyone. Yes, classic Mabel. And the reason she's so excited and full of energy is because today is the day that they all have been waiting for, or that at least Mabel has mostly been waiting for. It is the day that her article has finally been accepted into the local Gravity Falls Gossiper newspaper.
Oh.
And it's supposed to be on the front page. So she is, right? Like little preteen getting on the cover of a newspaper. That's a pretty big deal. That's a pretty big deal. And the topic that this article discusses, it's of utmost importance, which is why it's on the front page of this very important, prestigious newspaper. It is about seasonal fashion tips for local squirrels. So,
did you write this?
Did I write this?
Probably.
I did. No, it's actually getting kind of weird at this point.
It's getting weird.
Getting weird. Now, did I write this article? Yes. But did I want it published in the newspaper? No.
That was for me and the squirrels only.
Diary sort of thing.
I did tell the squirrels, but that was it. They were not supposed to tell anyone else.
let alone the press. Like, I did not think it was getting that far.
Where's the leak? You're line up the
Yeah,
squirrels.
I got a leaking
One of
squirrel
you's not a
somewhere here.
squirrel. You're a rat.
They all squeak squeak. Yeah, yeah. The coincidences between me and Mabel, they're checking out more and more, man. I wore braces all my basically life until college. It's just like, man, not so big on the crazy sweaters, but now I love
You
a
could
crazy
be.
sweater now. So hey,
Mhm.
anyways. So Mabel's super excited, as I am too, because I am really curious about fashion sense of squirrels and especially seasonal. So, Mabel's super excited and she whips out her daily copy of this newspaper and she hands it over to Stan and Dipper to read. But they open it up and they just look like really confused as they're like flipping it over and flipping through the pages. Like the cover story, it is about fashion tips, but it's for humans, not for squirrels. And they noticed then that this article actually on the cover was written by a little girl, a local girl named Pacifica Northwest.
Okay, hold on.
Now,
That's a crazy fucking name,
fucking crazy
right?
name.
Okay.
Pacifica Northwest. Just yeah, take a second to digest that,
Just
right?
that's all I gotta say is her parents are bad people. Okay.
Yes. Oh, they are. Her parents
Oh,
are very bad people because
okay.
Grace Pacifica is a little local rich kid who happens to also be Mabel's biggest rival in Gravity Falls.
Oh no.
And now, when I say rich, I don't just mean like, oh, wow, like, yeah, they're rich. I mean, no, they're fucking rich. Like, they are
Mm,
probably the hundred millionaires, maybe billionaires. I don't know.
okay.
Like, that kind of kid. Yes. And
Okay.
so Dipper sees that her article is on the front page, and he automatically assumes that Pacifica unfairly bought her way onto the cover just to
Mm.
ruin things for Mabel. And in reality, her parents probably own the newspaper, so
Yeah.
there's probably some truth to that.
Yes, yes.
And Mabel knows it. So she
Oh.
sulks her way over to the kitchen table, sits down, and takes a real hard, quick shot of orange juice with no chaser and
Rough day out
grumbles.
there.
Yeah, basically, she's like grunting and grumbling, shaking her head, wiping her mouth with that orange juice, and just grumbles about how much she can't stand Pacifica because she's always trying to ruin Mabel's life.
Hmm.
Dipper, he then walks over to the kitchen and tries to cheer Mabel up a little bit, reminds her like, oh, it's all good, Mabel. Like Pacifica sucks anyways. Like
Hmm.
you'll get next week's article or next week's front page news. But before Dipper can really uplift her or give a lot of words of encouragement, we hear a commercial start to play very, very loudly on the TV in the next room over. And the commercial is for a local mini golf course that's called the Putt Hut.
Putt Hut.
Isn't
Mystery
it so
Shack, Putt Hut.
cute? We love it. We love it. Pizza Hut, Pizza Shack, some is
Oh,
that
yeah.
another? I don't know. All sorts of they got the puns in there somehow. There's a joke in there somewhere. But the kids are excited to see this commercial because Dipper, he remembers that Mabel is super, super fucking good at mini golf. Like
I can
it
see
is
it.
her biggest talent. And she's been really good at it even since they were kids. Like she's won championship and tournaments, all sorts of
Damn,
things
Mabel.
back in their hometown. Yeah. And so he kind of like nudges Mabel, like, hey, wouldn't mini golf cheer you up? Like, you want to go do that maybe today? That'll take your mind off some things. And Stan's like, yeah, like you love beating us at stuff. So this should cheer you up, right, Mabel?
Right.
That, for those who are watching on YouTube and just saw the face Grace made, literally Mabel's face, like, yeah, yeah, that sounds cool. Yeah, let's
Yeah,
do
that
it.
would
Let me
cheer
go
me
beat
up.
you. Yeah,
Yeah.
let me go whoop your ass at mini golf. That sounds fun. Let's go. So they make their way, the whole gang, obviously including Zeus, out of the mystery shack, and they get on into the car to go down to the Putt Hut. Now, we get there and they start playing, and we immediately see that Stan, Zeus, and Dipper, not so great. They're trying to get
Hmm.
into it, but they're just not doing a good job. They're hitting all the balls like off of the actual course or into like water features and
Relatable.
stuff. Exactly. Like average people who play mini golf. yours truly, both of your hosts
Yes.
truly. Um, but Dipper, he was not at all lying when he said that Mabel is like really good because she basically is getting a hole in one on every single hole. And
Damn.
yeah, girl, and like her gameplay, it's so exciting and equally unorthodox that it starts to attract, like she's got all these weird like moves and stuff that she does before she hits the ball. But it starts to attract a bit of a crowd that starts to like cheer her on and follow
Oh.
the gang from hole to hole, like it's the legit golf tournament or
Yeah.
something. And they're like silently
Doing the
clapping for
claps.
her and stuff. Yeah. And like whispering before she like tees up and all that. It's very funny. So they finally get to the 18th hole, which just so happens to be shaped like a windmill. And Dipper, he's like checking the tally of the scores and everything. And he notes that not only is Mabel kicking the crap out of all of their butts in this round of
Hmm.
mini golf, but that if she gets a hole in one on this particular hole, then she'll beat her own mini golf PR. And the crowd
Damn.
hears this and they are roaring. They're like, hell yeah, Mabel, you got
Go, go,
this. Like
go.
they're super excited. Yeah. So everyone in the audience is now on the edge of their seats, like sweating bullets, silently like mumbling and whispering out of excitement while they wait for Mabel to break this record. So she takes a very calculated swing, measures everything out. And after waiting for the ball to go kind of like up this conveyor belt into the windmill, and you just hear it like bouncing around, doing whatever mini golf balls do mysteriously in the
The
structures that the
depths.
holes, yeah, and the depths of those, whatever, like the pyramid or the castle hole or the Eiffel
Yeah.
Tower hole, whatever. But the ball slowly plops out of the windmill and it starts rolling straight towards the hole, indicating that a hole in one is coming.
Okay.
But at the last millisecond, the mini golf gods speak, and quickly the ball just banks right around the hole and lands in a puddle.
Damn.
So Mabel does not beat her PR, her high score, or I guess lowest score for
Yeah, low
golf.
score.
And all of the spectators just kind of like, well, that was anticlimactic. They just slowly
Oh.
leave in disappointment, upset that their new favorite athlete choked in the moment that mattered most. This little girl, you
Damn.
suck. Yeah.
Traitor. Oh, which I guess I was saying trade her, but it
Oh,
sounds like
that's
traitor.
funny because at first I heard traitor, like
I
you,
know that's
like
why I was like, it
but
sounded
then
not like
before
what I
you
wanted.
explained it, I was like, oh, I wonder if she meant trade her actually,
Yes,
and
I
then
did
you explained
traitor,
it.
but
So
it sounds like
our
traitor.
minds worked in the same way, like they had the same thing, just in reverse.
Yes, and I knew that, and that's why I needed to explain it.
Love it. But either would be appropriate in this moment, and either accurately expresses the way that the crowd feels in this
Hmm.
moment. And of course, Mabel is super pissed off now, and she's sad again. She was winning,
Oh.
it was uplifting her spirits, but now she's upset. And Stan and Dipper and Seuss are just trying to cheer her up, reminding her that she still kicked the crap out of the three of them.
Yeah.
And mini golf is a cruel, fickle mistress, anyways. Like, no one can explain
No
how it
one.
really works. Like, I think
Mm-mm.
Seuss says, between it and the Bermuda Triangle, there is no greater mystery on this planet.
None. Not even here in
None.
Gravity Falls.
None. Not even that. Oh, I guess this is after they've met Bill. I was like, not
Yep.
even that crazy pyramid interdimensional dream monster that they
Demon
encountered a few
thing.
weeks back. Yeah. Mini golf is weirder. So, or more mysterious.
Mm.
So Stan is like, yeah, you're still the best mini golfer in Gravity Falls as far as I'm concerned.
Mhm.
But right as Mabel starts to cheer back up, she sees a pink mini golf ball plop out of the windmill and sink right down into the hole,
Mm.
showing that the next player up easily got the hole and won. Mabel looks up and she sees none other than her arch
Mm,
nemesis, the
mm,
terribly named Pacifica
mm.
Northwest. And Pacifica, she's
Rigged.
got both of her super rigged. Her parents bought the mini golf course.
Yes.
Yeah. Somehow they're in on it.
Yep,
But
for
they
sure.
are there with her, of course, in their very preppy, like golf attire, just kind of
Mm.
following her around. Like they're not golfing, only Pacifica is. And Pacifica walks right up to the Pines family and rudely greets them as fat, old, lame, and braces rather than by their actual names. Mm-hmm. And also says like she wasn't aware that it was Hobo's Golf for Free Day at the mini golf course
Oh my
today.
God.
This little bitch.
That's a
Mm-hmm.
little
Mm-hmm.
demon. There's
Mm-hmm.
another interdimensional demon
Another
here.
demon. Yeah, she's worse than Bill.
Give,
Okay.
yeah, I'd rather have Bill for sure.
Yes. At least Bill's funny. Okay. He's got a
Yeah,
sense of
his
humor.
his are
He's here
roasts,
for a good
not
time.
insults. Yeah.
Yes,
Where's her top
exactly.
hat? I don't think so.
She does not have one. She only
Hmm,
has a nice headband, probably with like diamonds encrusted in it or something. Ugh.
gross.
So Pacifica tells Mabel and her family to move out of the way and make room for the actual professionals, the actual golfers who are trying to get some practice in
Oh my
today.
God.
Mabel
Gulf War.
scoffs.
I'm pro Gulf War now. We'll get in there.
Pro golf war.
Naval bomber.
That taken out of context is
Go for to
golf, mini
emphasize
golf
the
war.
O.
Yeah.
Mini Gulf War.
The one not fought over oil, just over
Yes.
like honor and I don't know, the lowest score in golf,
Yeah, the lowest
but
score. That's
over a
it.
little preteen rivalry, that kind of golf
Yes.
war. That one's good. Yeah, yeah,
That's the
yeah.
only one.
So, yes, Pacifica, she's saying that like she's the real golfer. Mabel and the Pines need to get out of the way and let the real competitors do their,
Hmm.
do their work here today. But Mabel, she ain't taking this. She scoffs and tells Pacifica that she is actually talking to a champion right now. And is like, so you better put
Savage.
some respect on my name, girl. Like, I've won trophies, okay? I'm not a hobo and I am good at this.
Yeah.
But Pacifica's not impressed because at this point, she introduces Mabel and the rest of the Pines to her personal mini golf coach and trainer, some like Russian dude named Sergey.
Okay.
Who is wearing like full out like athletic gear, like a headband and like
The sweatbands.
shorts, cleats, everything.
Cleats.
And this guy happens to be the sole gold medalist in sports Olympics history for mini golf, because apparently the sports Olympics had mini golf 1 year and he was the person who won it that year. They never
Wow,
had
was
it again.
he the only
But
player? Hmm.
that would have been hilarious. And you know what? Retconning it to yes, that is how true. No other
That's
country
why.
was informed. Like, wait, mini golf? We thought you were joking.
Yeah, we didn't send anyone, and that's why they canceled it because they were like, "Oh no, that was no
Yeah,
one liked it."
that didn't work. Only the Russian guy won. That we
Yeah, that
can't,
didn't
that's,
pull.
we're not gonna, yeah, the fans didn't love that one. So
Mm-mm.
Mabel, though, she's over this. She's over Pacifica's insults and all of her talking down and everything and the pretentiousness. So she challenges Pacifica to a match, saying that whoever wins this mini golf competition is going to then be the best and they can nip this rivalry in the bud.
Mm.
But Pacific is kind of ignoring her, just walking away to go to the next hole. And so Mabel calls her a walking, one dimensional, bleach blonde valley girl stereotype.
Whoa,
And this gets
man.
Pacifica's attention because she's like, I am not bleach blonde. Although she shouldn't say that, but you know that's what she's thinking. She's like, this
Yes.
is natural, damn it. Although neither of her parents have blonde hair. So
Hmm.
it's obviously, yeah, it's all right, girl.
Mabel calls it
Yeah.
like she sees it.
Hey,
Hmm.
that's why we love her.
Yep.
But right as Pacifica agrees to do this competition, because she will not accept such an insult from a peon, if you will, she she angrily turns around and accepts the challenge. But then dark clouds start to roll into and over the mini golf course, and we start to hear thunder clapping in the distance, and we see some like far off lightning strikes. And a course manager strolls over in a golf court, telling everyone that the park is immediately closed due to weather conditions
Mm.
and that everyone has to leave. But both of these girls, Pacifica and
And
Northwest,
Northwest.
Pacifica and Mabel, they're both ridiculously competitive and
Mm.
stubborn. So they look at each other and they're like, fine, back at midnight, we're coming. Once the park closes and once this whole storm passes over,
Damn.
you, me, competition, mini golf match on. So they leave. And also, this makes me think more and more so that, yeah, Pacifica's parents maybe own this place. Cause, like, why would they
Yeah, they're like,
even,
yeah,
like, why not schedule for, like, reschedule for
tomorrow.
tomorrow? Why you have
Yeah.
to wait until the park closes?
Yeah,
It's like,
what is this?
is it that urgent? But her parents must own the place and thus she can just go whenever she wants.
Yes, she's got the keys.
Yes. So the family, the Pines family leaves the golf course and they go to grab a bite to eat, some dinner at a nearby restaurant. But while they're there, Mabel has like lost all emotion and energy, and you can actually see that she's kind of getting a little nervous and feels a bit defeated before this golf tournament has
Oh,
even
you
begun.
can't go in with
She's
that
sad.
attitude.
You can't. You gotta, it's positivity. That's half the battle always.
Mm.
You have to tell yourself you can win. Even if you don't think you can, you have to can just believe it. Just believe it. That's like half the battle, kind
Yeah,
of ish. Who
more or
needs
less.
skill when you just have delusion, right?
Gets us so far.
So the thing though is like Pacific is good. You know, Mabel saw her get that hole in one on the windmill hole, which was giving Mabel a lot of trouble. And she is worried now that maybe she's a little over her head here. And like
Mm.
the worst thing that could happen would be losing to your arch enemy. It's one thing to beat them or even to like
Yeah.
tie, but losing after talking all that shit, like she's
Mm.
getting a little worried. So she can
Mm.
hardly even feed herself right now. Like Dipper's like putting food in her mouth because she just like has her head
Oh,
on the table and it's like sad. And
Mabel,
it's pretty depressing actually. And it's like raining outside too. So
no.
it's
Of
even
course.
sadder. So Mabel tells the boys that it may be time for her to give up this whole mini golf champion title thing
She
and
can't retire.
she can't retire. She's retiring early, retiring
She's at
young.
her
It's been
prime.
hard. Mini golf is hard on the joints, Grace. You know, you got it. She wants to
These
spend
old
time with her loved
joints.
ones. Yeah.
Yeah. It's taking her too far from them.
But yeah, she's nervous because Pacific is really good. So Dipper, he's like us. He's trying to motivate her, trying to put that delusion in her
Mm.
brain, like, come on, you got this, Mabel. You're good and you know it. And think about it. If you beat Pacifica, then she'll never be allowed to bully you again because all you have to do is just
Mm.
remind her of the time you whooped her ass in mini golf and then it'll shut her up and she'll go
Sure.
away. And this is motivation. This is
Good.
motivation enough for Mabel because she's like, you're right. She sits up straight. She's like, you're right. I can do this. I can compete. But she's still not sure if she can actually win. So
Mm.
Dipper and Stan convince her to just like go get some practice rounds in. As soon as the rain's over, just sneak back into the mini golf course and we'll just take some practice swings, get you warmed up before she gets there. It's really just that one hole that we got to figure out, that windmill hole. Other than that, you have just as good a chance as anyone else.
Mm.
So it's also funny to say that like Stan is the one encouraging her sneak into this
To break
closed.
in.
Exactly. He literally says like, "Ooh, a chance to break into something. Yeah, let's go. Let's do that. Let's do that.
Yeah,
Let's go."
now I'm
Yeah,
invested.
yeah, cool. So they drive back over there to the mini golf course, but after Stan like cuts a hole into the fence or like busts a hole into the fence, he just
Uh-huh.
lets the kids go in while him and Seuss wait in the car, probably to like keep watch or
Keep
something,
watch,
make
I hope.
sure
Yeah.
cops don't come. And so they stay back while the kids sneak in and start getting to practice. But before they get all the way in there, Stan stops Mabel, gives her a pat on the back, reminds her that she's got this. She's going to kick Pacifica's
Mm.
butt. And he hands her a cute little sticker from a sticker book that they had in the car to hype her up. And the sticker, it's adorable. It's a gold sticker with a trophy on it. And it just says, "You the best," like written
Oh,
over the trophy. It's very
the
adorable.
best.
And he hugs her, and you see like the joy and like the slight tears of pride in both of their eyes.
Oh.
And then Mabel runs into the golf course to get started.
Okay.
And at first, things are going generally well. They're getting through the holes fine as per usual. But then they get to the problem hole, the
Mm.
windmill. And Mabel, she's trying this hole over and over again, trying to like hit the golf ball from different angles and with different swing styles, trying to really figure out how the hell she can get a hole in one here.
Mm-hmm.
But no matter what she tries, she just cannot get it done. Like it keeps going into a puddle or just flying off the course.
Mm.
And at this point, she's getting pretty frustrated
No.
because it's getting close to midnight and she's no closer to figuring this hole out. And she
Mm-mm.
cannot lose. That's just not an option at this point. It's not an
Mm-mm.
option. She's got to win by any means necessary. So her and Dipper are just kind of standing at this hole, inspecting this windmill structure, really trying to like read it and figure out like what is going on in there. Like why is this hole just not working? And what can we
Mm-hmm.
do? Like, is there any math that we can come up with to figure this thing out? And I
Yeah.
don't know. Like, they're out of options. But as they're taking a long, hard look at this thing, they start to hear faint noises coming from somewhere nearby, almost like machinery thudding.
Okay.
And as they kind of like quiet down and listen harder, they hear that these noises are coming from inside of the windmill. And they're
Okay.
like, sounds like there's something in there. And at first they're a little skeptical because they're like, okay, well, yeah, like we're hitting golf balls in it. Maybe there is some sort of like mechanism in there to
Yeah,
guide
that
the
like
golf
moves them
balls. And like
through.
that's what we're hearing. Maybe it's broken. I don't know. But then they start to hear like whispers as well.
Oh,
Faint little tiny whispers,
oh
also
no.
seemingly coming from inside the windmill.
Okay.
So Dipper is like, Mabel, get your golf club. And they're both like slowly walking towards you.
Ready to
Do you
fucking
have
fight.
the kitten
Yeah,
punches
kitten
still
fists.
by chance? We could use those. Yeah. And they're both like holding their golf clubs up as they slowly walk towards this windmill. And Dipper reaches for one of the panels and pulls it off the front of the windmill.
Okay.
And again, golf clubs up, ready to swing at whatever the fuck is in
Same.
there. Maybe it's a raccoon. Maybe it's, I don't know.
A whispering raccoon.
Yeah, they whisper in their own language, perhaps. And Dipper and Mabel's eyes light up when they
Oh,
open the panel from this windmill, both from the shock that they get when they see what's inside it and from the literal light that is inside of this windmill.
okay.
And they see a complex system of like chutes and pulleys and like ladders, almost like a Rube Goldberg sort of machine with
Uh-huh.
like mini golf balls just like stirring all
Moving
around
through.
in there, moving through. But that's not the most shocking thing that they see. They see that this Rube Goldberg machine is being operated by an entire colony
Of?
of
Of?
miniature creatures
Oh.
with mini golf balls as heads.
Oh, wait. I like a creature as in like little forest creatures like frogs and
They
squirrels.
are, oh, I mean, kind of. If they had
What are
mini
their
golf balls as heads, but also had like regular arms and legs and like cute little outfits on.
wait, so they're like Keebler elves, but golf ball
Yes,
heads.
but with mini golf ball heads. Yes, like various color mini golf ball heads. And I'm glad you said Keebler elves because these ones in particular kind of most similar to Keebler elves in the sense that they are
Okay.
all also wearing Dutch lederhosen
Oh, okay, so they're
and they
Keebler elves.
and they have like little blonde bowl cuts
On the
naturally.
golf ball heads?
Yes, on the golf balls heads.
Okay, it kind of sounds scary. I
It's
don't
kind of
know if it
scary,
sounds
kind of
cute.
cute at the same thing. Well, this
Do
is
they
why
have
they
faces?
screamed. They have faces. They have full faces, teeth, eyes, like,
Okay. That's a little more cute.
very they are cute. Like they look almost like Beanie Babies or something, but with like
Okay,
again,
okay.
mini golf ball heads and like little blonde bowl cuts over them.
Okay.
And yeah, like you said, like it would be terrifying at first, which is why the kids scream. And when the kids start screaming, when they see these things, the
Yeah.
little creatures just scream back at them. And it's just like a scream match. And just like, ah, 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 ah.
Makes
And then
sense.
they,
Same.
because they are also terrified to see what they call these hugelings lurking over the top of their
Yeah,
windmill when this
right.
mini golf course is obviously closed for the night. So After some screaming back and forth, the fear and the panic kind of settle down and everyone stops and it gets quiet. And the leader of these little creatures approaches the kids and introduces himself as Franz, the leader of the Dutchman windmill colony of the Putt Hut.
Oh my God. The colony, the windmill colony. Okay.
And he explains to the kids that they call themselves Lilliputians, which when
Okay.
it's spelled out, it looks like little putt Ians basically, but
Oh,
they pronounce it like Lilliputians.
Lilliputians. Okay, that's
And
funny.
of course, Franz, the leader of this colony, I just have to say that he is voiced by the legendary actor, both voice actor and live action actor, Patton Oswalt,
Oh yeah,
who,
you mentioned
yeah,
earlier that he
we were
came
talking
out.
about him randomly earlier for something totally unrelated. And I gave Grace like a no context hint of like, oh, I'm going to bring him up in one of my episodes later today. And Grace was like,
That's,
oh, okay.
why? Also an extremely distinct voice that he doesn't need to change
Yes.
ever.
Didn't even need to look it up when you hear
He
him
starts speaking.
talking in the episode. I was like, oh my God, it's Patton Oswalt. And then thankfully when I wrote the episode later, I was like, I probably should like double check that just in case. But like,
Yes.
yeah, it's Patton
Oh my
Oswalt. You don't
God, I
even
love
need to
him so
look.
much.
And it's great because it's just that very friendly, robust voice, but he's
Uh-huh.
also very he can have that kind of like manipulative sort of thing in it too, where
Yes.
he's
You
like
don't
very up
totally
to no
trust him.
good. Exactly. So Franz tells the kids that the Lilliputians are the creatures that control the balls at mini golf courses all over the world, not just here at the Putt Hut in Gravity Falls, everywhere
Oh,
from
s-
Birmingham to Montreal, as we later learn.
are there more
Yes.
colonies at this very
Hmm.
okay? It's not just
Put
the
a
windmill
very, very,
colony.
very, very short pin in there. We'll get to those in
Okay,
just a second. We need them
Keebler
all.
elf-sized pin.
Yes,
I'll put a golf
exactly.
tee in there.
One of those little mini pencils that you get at a mini
Yes.
golf course. That's just that long. Exactly. That's short. So, and also, this is now the explanation for why mini golf is such a cruel, fickle mistress, because it truly is a
Oh,
crapshoot based on the Lilliputians' mood. Like, I don't know, do they want your ball to go on the hole or not? I don't know. They control the balls. It's up to them.
they're
So
like
that's why
mini
you may
golf
be really good
gods.
at a hole. Exactly. Little mini golf Keebler elves, if you will. Like that's why one day you might be great at a hole in mini golf, the next not so
Mm.
much. It's why sometimes the ball just has a mind of its own because the Lilliputians are just under there doing whatever they want.
Okay.
And yes, he further explains that each hole at the park is controlled by its own colony. And
Mm.
this is the case for every mini golf course again. But we see the examples at the Putt Hut, where, for example, there is a pirate ship hole that is, of course, controlled by like a swashbuckling crew of pirate
Oh
Lilliputians.
my
Like
God,
they're all
cute.
wearing the pirate garb. And again, I just have to say the leader of this colony is voiced by Jim Cummings, who,
He just
why
happened to be in
not?
the studio one day.
He was there. He was there. He's like, oh yeah, I'm free. What do you need? Oh, you need a pirate? I can do that.
Oh my
Yeah.
God, that's so funny.
But it was another one that like I didn't immediately know it was Jim Cummings, but I had to pause. Like, I know this voice. I know this. Who is this? Who is this? Who is this?
So
And like in two
funny.
seconds, I was like, oh my God, it reminds me of Darkwing. It's
Yes.
Jim Cummings. And then I looked it up later, like, yeah,
Amazing.
it's Jim Cummings. He's there. So the whole gang is here.
I
Why
know.
not?
What
Why
I'd
not?
love to be in that room. Patton Oswald, Jim Cumming, like
Yeah.
all of them.
Just say what's up.
Yeah.
Kristen Shaw, because she's
Oh
still,
my God,
in this
yes.
show. Like, just, yeah. Hey, how's it
Be in
going,
there.
guys? You guys are great. So that's one example of a hole. There's also the Eiffel Tower hole, which is controlled by a bunch of French Lilliputians who are
Good.
just like saying random French words that actually
Is
are
that it?
nonsensical. And just basically it's like, we, sacre bleu, au revoir, just like random words
Screaming.
that don't make sentences at all, but it's
Good.
hilarious. There is a castle hole that is controlled by a group of knights. There's a
Cool.
cowboy hole ruled obviously by like little cowboys and like Western rancher mini golf balls. And then there is my favorite hole that we will talk about later. It is the mining hole, and it is
Uh-oh.
controlled by a little mining Lilliputians. And those
Okay.
are just like the main ones we see, but like there's all sorts of other holes, like a pyramid hole somewhere. So I'm sure there's like
Wow.
some ancient Egyptian Lilliputians somewhere
Yeah.
around here too. It's something to see. Let me tell you, this
A
episode
whole
took me
world.
back for a bit. It's a whole new world, a
Whole
whole
world.
new golf hole world under
Truly, a
here.
whole new mini world.
And so this all sounds cute and adorable. And, we see all these various factions of the Lilliputians, and they are adorable in their little costumes with their little mini
Uh-huh.
golf ball heads. But Franz, he explains that the history of the Lilliputians is much more bleak and that the various
I forgot this was called Gulf War. It's not a war between Mabel and Pacifica, huh?
I mean, it is, but there's always got to be subtext as well.
Context important for every
Exactly.
war.
Exactly.
Oh no.
He's
Okay.
like, yeah, we may be cute and sweet, but our battle is long fought. He explains
Oh no.
that the very,
Geopolitics
yeah,
of the Lilliputians.
the great Lilliputian battle, the geopolitics of the Putt Hutt. Um, Franz tells them that the various colonies have been at war for years, and each hole sees itself as a rivaling faction of the golf course, with the ultimate goal of the war being to declare a best hole. And like we see them battling in this episode, like Dipper and Mabel are just standing over them like giants as these little Lilliputians are like fighting at their feet. You hear like swords and like
Oh
gunfire
no.
and everything, and they're like getting taken out. And like Franz is walking around like holding his arm with like a
Injured.
black eye. Like, you must help us
Please, please.
bring an end to the war.
Bring an
And
end to the
like,
terror, please. The trenches.
and like Mabel and Dipper are just laughing, like, you guys are ridiculous. They're
They're
so
just so
cute.
cute.
Yeah. And Franz is like, the war has been violent and many casualties have occurred as we see like golf ball bodies just like laid out behind him with like scratches and cuts and like tattered clothing.
Oh my God, Disney.
It's crazy, but hilarious. And Franz wishes that there could just be some way, some sort of final trophy, perhaps, that would decide which hole is the best, ending
Mm.
the war and all the pain and suffering that it has brought upon these many Lilliputian colonies. And at this point, one of the French mini ball creatures notices that Mabel has that nice little sticker on her shirt. And he sees that there's a trophy on it and that it's gold and that it has the word best written on it.
Mm.
And all of these little mini golf ball creatures agree that that has got to be the trophy that one of them receive. And that since Mabel is wearing the
Oh
sticker,
no.
she is the chosen one to end the war finally and determine which hole is the best hole, bringing
Ever
peace back to the Putt Hut realm.
Everyone's trying to make Mabel queen. The
That's
gnomes,
crazy
the
that it's happened in two
Lilliputians.
episodes now. Yeah. I mean, yeah, they're like bowing down to her, like, please, we will fight for your honor, queen. Like the knighted ones are like on one
On
knee,
one knee.
like head down, saying, we will fight for your honor, Queen Mabel. Choose who you wish to be the best hole. And
Damn. This is
Mabel
a
is like,
lot of
oh, go ahead,
pressure.
sorry.
This
It
is a lot of
is,
pressure.
especially for a little girl. She's like, listen, I just came here to like practice to beat my rival. I didn't, what is this?
Uh-huh. What now?
She straight up tells them she kind of feels uncomfortable getting involved in their miniature blood feud. Um,
Miniature
and
blood feud.
she's lived, quote unquote. Thank you, Disney. Thank you for those words. And Dipper, though, kind of pulls her aside, like, whoa, 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 Mabel, think about this. They control the balls. So if they're on our
Oh no,
side,
quid pro
then they
quo.
can help us. Exactly. They can help us beat Pacifica. Mabel, she's still a bit hesitant because she's like, I don't know, dude, that kind of sounds a lot like cheating, doesn't it? Like,
Hmm.
I don't think we can do that. But Dipper, he just puts the straightest face on and looks at Mabel and says, Mabel, Pacifica's rich. She's cheating at life.
Is he wrong?
No notes. Because and he's not wrong. Mabel's like, you're right. Lilliputians,
Fuck it.
whoever helps me win is deemed best whole.
And
Whoever
this is
does
how
the
we
best job.
this is
Exactly.
how we know she's meant to be a queen and or politician. She's
Mm-hmm.
ready to get
It's
those
that
bribes.
Machiavellian shit. Like her heart has the right intention in it, but she
Mm.
needs to achieve those ends. You know,
Hmm.
like
Any
the
means
means do
necessary
justify the ends in this case.
for
Like
Mabel.
Pacifica's mean. Okay. So use whatever means you got to
Hmm.
use to beat her.
Gotta do.
So, yes, Mabel agrees to all of this. She tells the Lilliputians that whichever hole does the best job of helping her win will thus be crowned the best hole. And this works because it's not just like they're going to help her win, but since they're trying to do the best job of helping her win, it means that they're actively going to try to make Pacifica lose too. So
Mm.
it's not like they're just going to make Mabel better. They're also going to make Pacifica
Yes.
worse.
Good.
So it's like best of both worlds for Mabel in this case. And shortly after this, they tell everyone to hide and get back into their place because it's getting really close to midnight now.
Uh-huh.
And so shortly after this, Pacifica and Sergei are dropped back off at the mini golf course by Pacifica's parents.
Hmm.
And her parents are just putting a bunch of pressure on her to win. Like, remember, you're a Northwest and we're winners. And,
Mm.
just do what you always do. And we'll be so proud of you, little girl. Like, yeah, go, whatever. Get out of our car and go.
Yeah,
And
as long as you
Pacifica's
win.
telling them, huh?
As long as you win.
Exactly. As long as you win. Because Pacifica is like, don't worry. Like, I've been practicing for millions of hours. I'm going to be fine.
Mm.
And also, aren't you guys coming in and watching? And they're like, we have a party to get to. Of course
Uh-oh.
not. Of course not. But we'll read about it in the paper tomorrow. Have fun. Bye.
Well, okay. We're seeing the
Yep.
need to supposed to feel bad for Pacifica. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Kind of. But
Not enough
she's
I'm sold
rich.
though.
She's
Yeah.
fine. Yeah. So Pacifica walks into the park and immediately she sees Mabel and Dipper standing there, shit talking, ready to get down to business here.
Okay.
But they are obviously unaware, Pacifica and Sergey are obviously unaware that Mabel and Dipper have literal mini golf ball creatures on
Yes.
their side. So the game starts. And we see that Mabel is absolutely crushing it as predicted, and Pacifica is not doing well. Like she's, normal swings, normal game strategy, and all of
Hmm.
that, but the ball is just not cooperating at all. It's like literally bouncing off of the green and like flying away, getting like
Mm.
picked up by seagulls. Just the weirdest things are happening. It's crazy. And Pacifica is like kind of picking up that something weird is happening
Mm.
here because
It's
it's
too
not just that.
obvious.
Exactly, it's a little too obvious that something is messing with her mini golf balls
Hmm.
here. But the little creatures, they're just busy helping Mabel crush it down there. And, they're having fun. And after every hole, Mabel and Dipper kind of like give them a thumbs up as Pacifica storms off and obviously doesn't see this. And so we do see like a montage of the various ways that these Lilliputians are
Mm.
helping Mabel. Like I won't go through all of them, but I did mention my favorite hole
We have the
earlier,
mining.
the miners hole, which
Uh-huh.
happens to be hole 14. And I will describe this one in detail
Okay.
because it's probably the funniest thing that I've seen in this show so far.
Okay.
Basically, the hole itself is shaped like just a large rock formation with some gems sticking out of it. And
Uh-huh.
you hit the ball, and it goes through the opening of this rock formation cave type thing. And once inside of the rock, the ball is carried down a deep tunnel and lands in a wheelbarrow. And we do
Okay.
indeed see the various adorable little minor Lilliputians in like their overalls and with their hard
Yeah.
hats with the yeah,
The
with the
light.
flashlights on top of them and like their pickaxes and sledgehammers down there.
Uh-huh.
And so the ball lands in the wheelbarrow. And one of the miners starts to push the wheelbarrow down these like tracks, the rail tracks or whatever that are
Yeah.
down there. But the foreman of the mine, again, adorable. He's got like the little like handlebar mustache too,
Uh-huh.
like small little glasses on.
Oh,
He runs up to them and he's like, "Stop! No, you can't go down there. There's been a gas leak. Anyone who
oh
goes in there will die."
Oh no.
And all these little mining Lilliputians are gasping in fear and shock and awe. And they stand back looking at each other, wondering what they're going to do, how they're going to be able to win this sticker. And then from behind them, we hear the reverberating stomps, boom, 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 approaching the group. And we just see the biggest of all the mining Lilliputians, a man by the name of Big Henry. And he's just casually carrying this massive sledgehammer over one shoulder. And he joins the group of miners. And in a very baritone, deep voice, he tells them, I'll take it. But just
Our
as he says
hero.
this, our hero, they're all cheering like, wow, yeah, Big Henry, it's Big Henry. Guys, back up, let Big Henry through. Oh my God, it's Big Henry.
He's here, he's here.
He's here. But right as he says he'll take it, we then see a little red-haired pigtail miner girl bust through the crowd and say, no, Big Henry, you can't go. We need you. Crying, screaming, begging for Big Henry to stay. But Big Henry calmly says, go home, Polly. And then he looks away and
Dad,
begins pushing
no.
the don't go, Big Henry. And he slowly begins to push the golf ball on that wheelbarrow through the
Just
mine,
crying in the
along the
background.
tracks. Yeah. And as Big Henry makes his way through this mine, he starts to sweat and he starts breathing heavier and heavier and slower and slower. And the fumes
God,
from the gas leak fill the air of the cave around
this is
him.
cinema.
It's literally cinema. Grace, the score here, phenomenal. I thought that Alan Silvestri, who does like the Avengers movies, literally
Did
just was like,
this
yeah,
shit.
I have time off. Let me do the score for this one scene. Like you hear the trumpets, you hear
As
the
he's like dying
horns.
in the mine.
Yeah. And like the time is running out and he's slowly still pushing this thing. The gas fumes are overtaking his lungs. But he persists and he pushed forward, reminding himself of what all is at stake. Big Henry finally reaches the end of this mine and he just lowers the golf ball into this elevator and it goes back up the elevator shaft to the surface. And as the elevator goes up, Big Henry follows it with his eyes until he just slowly backs into the wall of the mine and slumps down, totally out of breath, heaving, unable to breathe. At the last second, he reaches into his pocket and he pulls
No,
out a picture, a
no.
hand drawing of him and Polly playing in the mines. He looks at the picture with tears in his eyes. He lets out one last smile before closing his eyes
God,
and dying. Meanwhile, Mabel gets a hole in one.
Henry sacrificed himself
For Big Henry.
for, for Big Henry.
Um, it's hands down one of the funniest scenes I've seen in this show.
I'm
From the very
blown
moment
away.
that you hear the foreman like, wait, stop. It's like blood curdling screams. I
It's
was
not
like,
worth
oh,
it.
what's this?
Go home, Polly.
Oh, do this. And just the stomping and the way the whole crowd's like, it's Big Henry, everybody move. Oh my God, Big Henry. He's our hero. Oh my God, you gotta
Oh my
move.
God.
But yeah, so
That
Mabel gets
is
a hole in one. It's
incredible.
beautiful. It's great. And we also just like halfway through this whole ordeal, we just see like Mabel and Pacifica standing outside of the hole, just like looking at it, like waiting
Where's
for
the ball?
something to happen. I'm just like,
Little do they know someone's dying. Someone's taking their
someone literally just
last
died for
breath
them. Yeah.
for you right now, Mabel. Okay? Be patient.
Just wait a second, okay? So after that dramatic turn, Pacifica's had enough because she's like, what the fuck? Like, how did you just get a hole in one
Yeah.
again? And she's like, Sergey, snack break, let's go. So she basically calls a timeout. And
Okay.
her and Sergey storm off to some vending machines nearby to like take their break or whatever.
Hmm.
And basically they're talking about how like something really strange is going on here. Like Pacifica's really good at golf. So there's no way
Yeah.
that she should be losing this badly. It's one thing if she's losing, but this is just crazy. And Hilariously, Sergey kind of says something in passing, like, well, maybe they have like little tiny humans controlling the balls for them or something like that underneath here. And
Uh-oh.
Pacific is just like, ugh, we really have to get you English lessons.
What are you
And just
talking about,
ignores
crazy?
him. Yeah. She's like, you're making no sense at all.
Which, like,
Hilarious.
yeah, I wouldn't say that, but I would be like, what are you talking
What are
about?
you talking
Crazy.
about? I was like, man, we got to figure out. Yeah, first of all, rude, obviously, but
Yeah.
like, but at the same time, I mean, it's not that I would say that, but I would be thinking like he must be mixing up some words here. We've got
Yes,
to
he
refresh
simply
him on some
lost in
vocabulary.
translation
Yeah,
situation.
yeah. Maybe little tiny men means something in Russian than it does
Yeah, something
in
else.
English. I don't
Does he mean
know.
luck or something like
Yeah,
that?
I'm not sure. But meanwhile, back on the course, we see Dipper and Mabel like celebrating with the mining colony members. They haven't
Mm.
told her about Big Henry. I don't think they want to break that news to her, but they're all giving
No.
high fives and everything. And Mabel and Dipper are telling the miners that, like, oh, we think you guys are in the running to get one of these stickers. I don't know. That was pretty amazing. Like the
Someone
theatrics
died for
behind
this,
that,
Maple.
phenomenal.
Give them a fucking sticker.
And we then see like all the other colonies kind of watching this from like binoculars from their various holes.
Mm,
But particularly, we see the Dutchmen, the windmill
yes.
Lilliputians, again led by Franz, aka Patton Oswalt. They're looking through some binoculars at this, and Franz is not happy. He like slams these binoculars down and erupts in a fit, saying, like, how could the mining hole take the lead in this after all the work that we've put into to win over Mabel? And also, I'm pretty sure the windmill hole is the last hole. I think it's the 18th hole, so they haven't gone
Okay.
yet. So they feel like they're being cheated before they even get their chance to
Oh,
like
okay, yeah.
show Mabel, like, hey, no,
Okay.
we are the best one. Come on.
Yeah.
But I think, the windmill people resort to violence before anything else. So
Hey.
one of Franz's little henchmen just tells him, like, relax, Franz, calm down. I think there might be another way for us to win over the hugeling's
Oh
favor.
no.
And
Okay.
so we then cut back to the vending machines where we see Sergey ordering another drink, like with his back turned towards Pacifica.
Uh-huh.
And all we hear after Sergey like picks his drink up out of the vending machine are Pacifica's muffled screams as she's being pulled into a nearby bush. Like we just see little mini
Bye.
arms reach out of the bush, grab her and like yeet her in through there. She's like screaming and like it's getting fainter and fainter
Oh
as they're like
no.
carrying her away.
Oh no. Okay.
And we can obviously deduce that these are the windmill slash like Dutchmen,
Yes. Yep.
Lilliputians that have now taken her. And so Dipper and Mabel, they're still standing on the course waiting for Pacifica and Sergey to get back from their break. And like Dipper's tallying up the scores and everything. And Mabel is like actually starting to feel a little bit bad again after she
Mm.
sees the score update. She's like, oh, is it bad that I feel kind of good about making Pacifica feel bad?
Mm.
Like, I'm a little guilty here, and we are cheating no matter what we want to call it.
Hmm.
But Dipper, he just says, Mabel, don't worry. Pacifica, she'll be fine no matter what happens after this.
Mm.
And then we hear Pacifica's blood curdling screams coming
Yeah.
from the next hole over.
Yes. Dipper's like halfway through his sentence. She'll be fat.
Yeah. Oh my God, where is she screaming? Where
Oh,
are the
oh,
screams coming from? Oh God.
uh-oh.
And
Okay.
they look up and they, in fact, see her at the windmill hole. And a large spotlight is shining on her. And we see that Pacifica is tied down, like by ropes, to a plank that is traveling up a conveyor belt towards the hole of, or like the entrance of the windmill,
Oh
where
no.
we also see the blades of the windmill like powered at full speed and for whatever reason are
They're just
like
gonna
very sharp.
behead her.
Yes, basically. She's about to get a very, very rough haircut at best.
Oh,
So
yeah, she's lucky.
Dipper and Mabel scream, seeing that, like, yeah, Pacific is about to be decapitated and that the match is like really going off the rails now. Like,
Yeah.
this is not how we envision this going at all.
Mm-mm.
And so Franz runs up to them like, "Hey, whoa, whoa, calm down. It's cool, guys. Like, look, guys, we got her. Like, I can tell you guys
Favorites,
are
right?
loving this, right? Right? You no, you don't love this, do you? Okay, well, let me explain.
Does she need to go faster? Windmills faster. Yeah?
You don't
No.
love it because we're not killing her quickly enough, right? You want us to kill her quicker?
Why are you crying?
Don't. What's wrong? Why are you guys calling the police? What's happening? No. So Franz does ask, like, "Hey, isn't this pleasing you?" And they're like, "No, it's not. This is not what we agreed to." And Franz just tells them, "Okay, listen. So we saw that you were favoring the miners. And so we
Hmm.
went back to the drawing board and we figured, well, what's better than beating Pacifica? Killing her."
Does he
So
actually say killing her?
he legit says killing her. This is all quote unquote.
They've been at war for too long.
Yeah. They're very desensitized to the violence at
Yes,
this
that's the
point. It's
only
just a
answer for
normal
them now.
day. Yes. So they're like, "How about it, Hugeling? Who's the best now? Eh? Eh?
Give me that
Eh?"
sticker.
But before Mabel and Dipper can respond, we then again hear Jim Cummings, aka the leader of the pirate colony,
Uh-oh.
telling the windmill creatures to hold their horses as they have kidnapped Sergey.
Oh
And they've
no.
now, yeah,
Grown-ass
they've got
man.
him all tied up and they're threatening to throw him off the plank unless they're given the sticker,
Oh
which, like,
no.
I don't think that matters too much to the kids for real. They're like, "Oh,
I've never met this man.
okay." Yeah, it's like, I just met him today
I
and
don't know him.
he said two words to me. So, and they were both in Russian. So I
Yeah.
don't know. I'm not, no
In
attachment for real
Russian, he
skis.
said,
Yeah.
help me from the
But they couldn't
Northwest.
translate.
Everyone was like, what?
Huh? What are you
He
saying?
said, I know I'll die with them somehow. Please save me. And now it's
Please.
coming true.
Put a pin in that. So put a pin there. So yes, the next thing we know, all of the various Lilliputian colonies are like emerging from their holes or whatever,
Yeah.
shouting over each other, arguing over who deserves the sticker
Oh no.
most. And we're just hearing like, "No, give it to us, give it to us." And they're just yelling over each other as the camera's focusing in on Mabel, who is clearly getting more and more distressed. And
Yeah.
hilariously, and like the chaos of all the yelling, we do hear like one little minor Lilliputian say like, "Remember Big Henry."
That was Polly.
Yeah, right. Probably. Like, dude, he died for you. Please give us the
He
sticker.
literally
Like,
died. He didn't kill for you. He died himself for you. He's our
yeah,
martyr. There's
yeah.
like a memorial going up at the mining hole for Big
As we
Henry.
speak, yeah. Like a huge statue. The next time someone comes to the golf course, they're like, "I
Is that new?
don't remember that being engraved in the rock structure.
But it's like a
What is
teenager
that?"
working there, so they're like,
Yeah.
whatever.
I
I don't
don't
care
care,
that much.
whatever. Yep. And so, yes, Mabel is kind of losing her mind here. She feels very guilty. It's all coming to her at once. And she really can't choose which hole is the best. And she just feels bad taking a side and this blood feud.
Mhm.
And she can't take all the fighting and the arguing anymore. So she tells everyone to shut up and be quiet and to listen, and tells them that none of them are going to get the sticker because they all just keep fighting and that they're not really making good cases for themselves. They're just making it
um,
way harder to pick.
Big Henry? That's a pretty good case.
Oh, excuse me. I would just like to say Big Henry. And if honestly, if the miners told that story, actually, I don't know. They've been at war so long that I don't think anyone else would care. But I would like to believe
True.
that some of the other colonies would be like, "Fine, you can have it now, miners, and then we'll revisit this like in a few months." But like,
Yeah, I guess other
yeah,
colonies wouldn't
man,
care,
Big
but
Henry
Mabel might.
literally died for this. Like,
Yeah, he
come
literally made
on.
he sacrificed himself for this. I
Yeah,
think he made a pretty good case that
I
they
think
deserve it. Like
so. And like, it was dramatic.
imagine hearing that from the leader. Like, none of you are making a good case for this. None of you are going to
You
get
just see
this.
Polly standing there. At first, she's excited because she thinks they're gonna win. She's like holding a framed photo of Big Henry to her chest, like for his memory. But then Mabel says that, and Polly just
We just hear the crack of the frame. She's leading the next war.
shatters it. She now is holding the glass from the frame and is ready to shiv Mabel with it.
She's gonna go like Shank Pan Oswald's character.
Yeah. She's like, fine, I'm in the war now too.
Yeah, war paint.
Covers herself in like mud, ready for battle. So Mabel, she then kind of has a soapbox moment
Mm,
here where she tells the Lilliputians that rivalries are stupid and a waste of time.
mm,
And basically that like you can't like just trying to end a rivalry with a stupid little competition is dumb anyways. And that things always work better when people work together rather than when they fight. And as she's
mm,
saying this, she looks at Pacifica and realizes that this lesson kind of should apply to her own personal life as well, and not just
mm.
to the geopolitical crises faced by the Lilliputians at the Putt Hut.
Yes.
So Mabel rips that sticker off of her shirt. She crumbles it up into a ball, and then she eats it.
Uh,
As that's the easiest way to get rid of it or to dispose of it.
guess
I guess
so.
I think she sees how rabid the Lilliputians are for
Yes.
this thing that she's like, well, I gotta eat it because if I
Yeah,
just
if I
throw it
just,
away, they're gonna fight each
they're
other over
gonna
to the
get it.
trash can exactly to
Yeah.
get it. And this is obviously done to the shock and horror of the Lilliputians. They're like, oh,
Yeah.
she can't do that. Can she do that? She just ate it. Oh my God, the sticker. No, the sticker. Like all you hear like the
Oh my
faint
God. Oh my
whispers
God.
among them. Yeah, the crowd just panicking.
For Henry.
And Franz and some of the others then realize that everything is so clear to them now. Like they really heard Mabel's lesson and they're going to take it to heart. And they say that in reality, if the Lilliputians want the sticker, and if one of them really wants to be called the best hole at the Putt
Uh-huh.
Hut, they will have to work together after all,
Oh
so that
no.
they can get to Mabel, cut open her stomach, and retrieve the sticker from inside of
I
her.
knew it. Polly is the one leading this charge now in my mind.
Yeah.
With that glass, she's gonna
War paint
cut
glass. She's
open.
like, oh, and I have a knife. Look at this.
She's gonna cut open Mabel's stomach first.
Yes.
She will bathe
But
in Mabel's blood.
hilariously, they are all using like the little pencils, like the mini golf
Oh, as like
pencils as like their swords and
as
stuff. And they are
weapons.
like super well sharpened and like ready to
Yeah,
cut.
not
So
surprised.
almost as scary as
Could
like
happen.
glass from a little girl who just lost her father. So yeah, basically all of the Lilliputians unify together and they just like start storming their way towards Mabel and Dipper so that they can cut Mabel open. Again, literally word for word quoting
Mhm.
here,
Disney,
cut open
Disney,
her stomach and retrieve the sticker.
naturally.
Dipper's like, we got to get out of here. Like, they're not too far from the exit. They're like, obviously, these little creatures can't leave the Putt Hut. So, like, we got to go. Like,
Yeah.
let's go. But after giving that big speech, Mabel's like, well, I can't just leave Pacifica here. So,
Ugh.
like, you start to go, I've got to go save Pacifica. Yeah,
Mm.
I've got to go be the better person.
Ugh.
So Mabel is able to fight her way past a bunch of these Lilliputians, and she is able to get up to Pacifica, who is still tied down to that conveyor belt, making her way up to get decapitated basically by the windmill. And Mabel starts to like untie her and everything, but Pacifica is saying like, "Watch out for my earrings; they're more expensive than your house." And so Mabel
Actually,
just
I'm
stops
tightening those
untying.
bonds.
Mabel just stops untying her and stares at her like, oh, what was that?
Good.
And Pacifica's like, no, 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 please untie
Good.
me. Please untie me. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
You're
And so,
right. Damn right
yes,
you're sorry.
Mabel, yes, like, you better apologize. So she unties her, and the two of them are free now. And Pacifica grabs one of her golf clubs, and the two of them just team up and start just fighting off these Lilliputians
Whacking
that are
them.
storming, just whacking them, just boop, getting all sorts of holes in ones, knocking them into,
Just so much more
walls and
death
shit. A lot
happening.
more violence. Yet, hey, Mabel and Pacifica are in the battle now. They've got their own
They have their
geopolitical
own
reasons
faction.
for exactly for fighting. Now you've gotten the humans involved. That's the last thing you want is
It's the
for the
last thing
humans
you
to
want to
get
do.
involved in your little war at the Putt Hut.
Mm-mm.
So they're fighting through all of them. They do like kill a bunch of these Lilliputians,
Yeah.
and they make it past the windmill hole. And right at that moment, we see Dipper speeding up towards them in a like a mini golf cart,
Oh
basically. Like
yeah.
he just stole it, whatever. And
I mean, at this
hot
point,
wired that shit. He's like,
they've
fuck,
done
we gotta
worse
get
things
out of here.
tonight.
Much worse, much worse. And so Mabel and Pacifica hop onto this golf cart and they speed out of there. But these Lilliputians, man, they're on one because they chase after them. They don't
So they
care.
can
They
leave.
all No, no, no. Sorry, they haven't actually gotten out of the park yet. Like they've just left
Oh,
that
okay.
hole and
They're
they're
still
making
in
their
Putt
way
Hut.
to the
Okay.
exit. Yeah, so they're following them to the exit of the
Okay.
park still. They're like triggering booby traps that are like set throughout the course, basically.
Damn.
And all of that, and like throwing these sharp pencils at them. They're
Uh-huh.
jumping onto the top of this mini golf course and like stabbing the pencils through the roof of it, trying to
Classic.
like jump
Good.
down and stab the kids.
Natural.
Sadly, in the chaos of all of this chase and like from driving through this obstacle course basically that
Uh-huh.
the Lilliputians have created, we lose Sergey. He falls off of the cart.
Forgot about him.
Yeah. Dipper got him and everything off of the pirate ship thing and like threw
Uh-huh.
him onto the
And then
golf cart
lost.
too, but Sergey falls off. Yeah. And so like Pacifica and the Pines just kind of look at each other as they're like speeding away and they look at Sergey like from behind them and Pacifica's like, I'll get a new one. And they just keep speeding. Like
Sergey's
no
laying there
time
and
to
in
waste.
Russian. He's like, I knew it would always end this way.
This is what they taught us. It's
Yeah,
like,
that's what they told us
but
what would
also,
happen to us in America.
yeah.
They were right.
So it's like what you said, like he knew he was gonna die, like live and die with the
For the
Northwest family.
Northwest.
He's like, man, I'm going down with them. Yep, you are, but you're
He did.
replaceable, unfortunately. So
Yeah, unfortunately.
yeah, they'll find a new Sergey. But yeah, so they keep going. They escape finally because of the sacrifice of Sergey. You know, the Sergey's sacrifice. The cart is a lot lighter now. They can speed out of there much faster. And they do this just in the nick of time. The Lilliputians like close the gate doors behind them and they lock the
Mm.
castle gates. And then they like, for good measure, they start throwing all of those sharp pins from like the top of the gate at them, like as
Yeah.
one last ditch effort to try to kill the kids. But now that they're gone and the gates are locked, we then just hear Franz just say like, and stay out, don't ever come back here.
Oh, they're
But
banned.
they're banned, which honestly, okay, fine.
Yeah, great. You guys are
Yeah, what the
crazy.
fuck? Please tell me there's another putt putt golf course somewhere in town
That's
because
not a war zone.
yeah, exactly. Or like we just won't get involved in their war. These guys know
That's
our faces now, so we
yeah.
can't come back. But some other war, you guys do that. We're just not sneaking back after
Yeah.
dark. So the kids, they're finally free though. They're just outside of the gates. They're just sitting in the parking lot, catching their breath. But Pacifica is still super pissed off because she's like, listen, I don't know what just happened. And don't think that just because you saved me from whatever that was doesn't mean
Ugh,
that I'm not going to destroy you still.
this
But
bitch.
before this bitch, she can never just give it up and just
Just say
let
thanks.
it be. Just let it be. But Mabel hands her a sticker to apologize. And it's adorably a sticker that just says, I apologize and has like a
Is it
cute
a
little
paw?
kitten on it. Yeah, it's like a
Oh.
paw with like a little kitten on it. And so Pacifica looks at the sticker and somewhat accepts the apology because she likes
Mm,
the fact that the sticker will look really cute on her. So she's like, okay, fine,
mm,
thanks. And right after that, Stan and Seuss pull up to pick up Mabel and Dipper so that they can all head home. But Pacifica's parents are still nowhere in sight.
mm,
So much to Dipper's chagrin, Mabel turns around and offers Pacifica a ride home. And at
mm.
first, Pacifica's disgusted by this, like, ew, I don't want to ride in whatever
That.
that is with whoever they are. But right as she says this, we hear more thunder and we see some lightning, and like the
Mm,
skies open up and just a torrential downpour immediately
mm,
starts. So she very quickly changes her mind and hops in the car and gets a ride home from them. And
mm.
on the way home, it's hilarious because like we know that Stan hates this girl because she was talking shit about him earlier. And
Uh-huh.
like my belief is that he's singing this weird song just to scare the crap out of Pacifica. He's like talking about how he can't see the road through the rain and just driving on this dark street, can't see the road at all, need my contacts and stuff like that. And Pacifica's just like sitting in the back seat, terrified.
Good. Low
Like
key threat.
Mabel is just like scowling around the car for food and she finds some tacos like behind the seat or something like
Ew.
that. Like, ooh, yum, tacos. She hands one to Pacifica, like, want to share it? And Pacifica's like, what is Shaw ring? Like, I've never heard of it, and I'm not supposed to take handouts. So, like, no, I don't think so. But Mabel just shoves the taco in her face, like, just take it, just eat it, please. Like, you'll like it.
Yeah.
And eventually they do get to Pacifica's mansion and they drop her off, and she does thank them for the ride or whatever. And as she gets out of the car and takes some steps towards the front gate of her mansion, she stops and turns around and actually admits to Mabel that she did have a lot of fun today.
Hmm.
And so, as she's turned around and walking back to her house, Mabel and Dipper are watching from the car, saying, like, I think we made some progress today. Like, I wouldn't say me and Pacifica are friends, but like, we're better than we were at the beginning of the
Hmm.
day. And that's good. Because at the end of the day, Mabel reminds Dipper, Pacifica, she's just an ordinary kid like us. And then they look back up and they see Pacifica like typing the code for the gate, and it opens up and we see her sprawling mansion, the Northwest mansion, with
Uh-huh.
like this roundabout driveway that, I shit you not, is made of like marble stone, lined with multiple water fountains. There are freaking like free roaming peacocks just hanging out on the front lawn, just
Yeah, it's like
like
insane.
grazing. It's ridiculous, insane how rich she is. And so they're looking at her like, yep, just a normal kid like us. That's right. And
For
Dipper's like, you
sure.
absolutely should have charged her for that taco, by the way.
And this ride and
And this
everything that just
ride
happened.
and everything. And yeah, Mabel agrees. And then that's basically the end. But we do see, like, during the end credits, I just have to point this out because,
Sergey?
like,
Oh, yeah, I'm wondering what's happening here. We were going to wildly
Sergey's
speculate, but I'm glad
there.
there's an answer.
He's being held as prisoner by the Lilliputians, where basically all they're doing, they're unified though, but like they're performing like a song and a dance about how they control the balls at mini golf courses. And it's like a whole theatrical performance where you see
Uh-huh.
like one of them hanging from strings and like lowered onto
Oh,
a
no.
stage, like doing a final number. And they're just singing that song on repeat, on loop.
Mm.
And Sergey's like, all right, good job. Cool, cool. Can I leave now? And Franz is like, never. And then that's the end of the episode.
Oh my God.
So he's like permanently stuck there. Or I guess
Sergey,
until they open in the morning, like that
I don't
random
know.
teenager who
They
runs
might
the
be able to hide his
course.
body somewhere.
Not wrong. He could fit in that mine for sure.
Yeah, I bet it tunnels beneath it too. That shit
Yeah.
tunnels underneath this golf course. Sergey's
Hmm.
gone.
He's gone. So it's fine though. Pacifica will get a new one.
Should get a new one. Whatever.
And that's the end.
Wow. I cannot wait to watch the Big Henry scene. When Mabel was
Cinema.
when Mabel was
Cinema.
giving her speech, all I could think about was like how much more inflammatory the miners must have been becoming when she's like, not what really matters is friendship. Rivalry is worthless. It
Yeah.
has no point. And they're like, he
Henry.
just sacrificed himself for this rivalry that you are a part of too, Mabel.
Mabel. Hello. Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
Poor Polly.
I
Lost
know.
everything for nothing,
For
basically.
nothing. And
Except for to perform for Sergey for the
and
rest of
ain't
their
that
lives.
war a drag?
Ain't that war? You know,
Mm-hmm.
the
Lose
lowly
everything for
miners, the
nothing.
lowly working class folk get dragged
Mm-hmm.
into battle just
Mm-hmm.
for the big, powerful, rich people to
Keep getting richer.
not really, yeah, to get richer and to not really need the services of the lowly ones after all. But
Exactly. Wow.
it's in their sacrifice. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Wow. Great job.
So that is the end of
Disney XD
the Gulf
Extreme.
War. Disney Channel with some Red Bull, basically. That's
Damn.
that's what this was.
Wow, great
So
job.
yeah, thank
That was
you,
so
thank
fun.
you.
Good job.
And yes, so until next week when we'll pick back up with
Mhm.
whatever crazy stories these kids find themselves in the town of Gravity Falls. Until then, Grace, who should the listeners tell about this podcast?
Well, at first I was going to say a minor, and then I was like,
Mm,
they cannot be listening to something while they're down there."
mm-mm.
So
No,
instead,
off duty only.
Yeah, so instead, I will say tell someone at a mini golf course, tell an employee at a mini golf course.
Okay.
They got to go fish those balls out of the little ponds. They're probably, I don't know, 17 and miserable. Let them know. We
Yeah.
know they have their AirPods in either way. Let them know.
Let them know.
And who else should they tell?
And then after that, you should I guess tell a regular golfer then too.
Oh, nice.
I don't know if the skills are transferable for the most
Mm,
part, but like I'm sure that they at least somewhat enjoy mini golf, putt
yes.
golf, or
Nice.
the idea of joking about what happens to golf balls after you hit
Yeah.
them into the hole. I don't know. So yeah, tell a golfer too.
Nice, nice.
Yep. And until next time,
Bye.
bye. Thanks for tuning in to Saturday Morning Mysteries.
If you enjoyed this episode, please share, rate, review, leave us a like, and drop a comment. We post episodes every Saturday and bonus tune tangents whenever we feel like it. So please subscribe so you don't miss the shenanigans.
And if you want to follow us on YouTube, click the bell under the YouTube subscribe button to receive notifications when new videos are posted.
And if you want to subscribe to the podcast, we have no idea what you're listening to us on, so just hit the big subscribe button on whatever app you're using. We believe in you.
Give us a follow on Twitter and Instagram at SatmornMist, all the abreves, and let us know if you have any episode or show requests by emailing SaturdayMorningMysteries@gmail.com.
Thanks to Jenna Kendall for the logo design and to Ava Sakiki for the music used during this week's episode.
See y'all groovy kids next week on Saturday Morning Mysteries.